years from today. Nothing runs, nothing works.
He gave me a quarter of a kilo.
But people are the same, and people will do anything to get what they need. What they need most is Soylent Green. Simonson, board of directors of the Soylent Corporation, murdered because he discovered the secret of Soylent Green. Detective Thorne, he's got to find out what Simonson knew. Saul Roth, Thorne's researcher.
Courtesy of your next assignment, William R. Simonson, Chelsea Towers West. When how'd you get all these?
Cheryl, the furniture.
Is that Simonson? Is that a yes nod or a no nod?
Yes.
Hatcher, police captain.
Simonson.
Supposed to look like he was killed when he caught some punk burglarizing his apartment.
Well, what do you say?
It was an assassination.
Tab Fielding, bodyguard.
Why would you leave that door open?
Why did you set up Simonson?
Charlton Heston, Edward G. Robinson, Lee Taylor Young, Chuck Connors. Fight for survival and solve the most bizarre riddle ever to face mankind.
This is the police. I'm asking you to disperse. The supply of Soylent Green has been exhausted.
Why does Soylent Green mean life?
You must disperse. The scoops are on their way.
Why does Soylent Green mean death?
Well, hello everybody. Now you're probably wondering why I'm running the Soylent Green trailer. Before we get into it, hit that subscribe button if you wouldn't mind and join the channel. Much appreciated, and thank you if you already have. It's much appreciated. Any case, let's get into it. So, why am I going Soylent Green? Well, because splashes to splashes. It's a water cremation. Boiling the bag funerals to become available in Britain after catching on around the world. They're not exactly caught on around the world. And even with the co-op who were on the telly today saying that only 19% of people who said if they'd been offered this would have took it. The co-op funeral care will offer the service after initial regional pilot later this year. The practice has become increasingly popular in the US, Canada and South Africa. Now, can anyone guess why we're doing this? It has, rather tastelessly, been described as boiling the bag funeral. And now, after catching on around the world, well, not really, so-called water cremation is going to become available in Britain. Co-op Funeral Care will offer this service known as resumation, which is described as water cremation or alkaline hydrolysis later this year. Anyone interested yet? The practice consists of the deceased being enclosed in a biodegradable pouch and placed in a container filled with pressurized water and hydrogen potassium hydroxide, boiled at 160 degrees. This converts the tissues and cells into a watery solution of micromolecules, one cycle taking 4 hours. There you go, that's the 300,000 technique, and there's a picture of what it can do. The process offers an eco-conscious alternative to burials and cremations, which burns lots of fuel and emits greenhouse gases. How dare you die? Although I'm trying to figure out how burying somebody emits greenhouse gases, because there's no filter or valve on there. Water cremation speeds up the body's breakdown, turning it all but bones into liquid. Soylent Green, everyone. It's people. Soylent Green is people! Where's all this liquid going to go? Soft bones remain and are dried and then reduced to a white powder which can be returned to relatives in an urn. But what happens to the liquid? Research suggests that resomation is a more sustainable option as it does not release toxic gases, air pollutants and polluting fluids. Now we can just dry them and turn them into Soylent Green. That would solve world hunger now, wouldn't it? Cremating a body releases carbon dioxide and toxic gases while burials risk groundwater contamination even though it's never happened before. This is more stupid net zero stuff. The co-op, which arranges more than 93,000 funerals every year, and it's got even more since the Jibby Jab Jab, said it will be working with sustainability experts and academia to further validating existing research into its initial regional pilot. It said pilot locations to be announced later this year with the intention to expand service to all co-op clients. I'm never going to get buried by the clients in co-op. You can forget that. You ain't boiling me in a bag. It has also updated the government on its plans to make the process available in the UK and said that questions on new burial methods were raised at the Synod of the Church of England earlier this year. The practice is growing in popularity. The majority of US states, Canada and South Africa, but burials or grass cremations remain the only two options for UK families. And they work perfectly well. So now we're even going to turn dying into a green thing. What colour was Soylent? That's right, green. These are these boilers where you're going to end up boiled to death. Human remains are rinsed in a solution of 120 degrees C or 248 degrees Fahrenheit, dried and pulverised into ashes before being handed to the relatives or kept or scattered. Are you sure that's what you're going to get? Anti-apartheid campaigner Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who died in 2022, is the most high-profile figure to choose resomation for his own funeral. I was completely unaware that had occurred. Yeah. Its introduction in the UK will mark the first time in more than 120 years that a new alternative to burial cremation will be widely available for funerals since its introduction in the Cremation Act in 1902. It is understood that resomation is not illegal, but will be subject to compliance of relevant health, safety, and environmental regulations. Meanwhile, the Law Commission is currently reviewing existing laws to see how they can accommodate new burial methods. Why are you saying burial? You're not being buried. You're just being turned into liquid goop. YouGov poll. Getting the result that you want. Commissioned by the Co-op Funeral Co-founder, 89% of UK adults had not heard of resomation, but once explained, almost a third said they would choose it for their own funerals if available. The woman from the Co-op Funeral things was on today, and she said only 19% of those who were, offered it would have took it. So that's, the YouGov poll, you just get the results you want to, you pay for to suit your own methods. No one believes a YouGov poll, and if you do, you're an idiot. Furthermore, nearly a fifth of adults who have arranged a funeral in the last 5 years said they would have considered resomation of their loved one's funeral had it been an option at the time. Again, on the telly today, 19%. That was it. Excuse me. Professor Douglas Davis, an anthropologist, theologian, and death rights expert, wow, these things exist, at Durham University said, the rise in ecological and sustainable concerns over the past decade, combined with the desire to be part of nature, being turned into a liquid goop, or laid to rest in natural setting means more people are considering the environmental impact of their body once they die. I couldn't give a flying shit, I'm dead, it doesn't matter. The reduced carbon footprint may come with resomation compared to other forms of body disposal means it's no doubt of interest to many people as the practice is increasingly made available in the UK. I bet it isn't. As soon as you describe it as boiling the bag, and you're absolutely sure that liquid is going to be done as it is, Soylent Green, we do have a hunger crisis, do we not? Let's just see if a new food source suddenly appears once this starts getting used. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Jill Stewart, Managing Director of Co-op Funeral Care, said introducing innovative and sustainable options for clients is an absolute priority. No, your absolute priority is just burying the poor buggers. It's not for you to fuck around. Up until now, the choice has been limited to burial or cremation, she said. Well, in reality, more cremation now. There isn't a lot of room for burials. We already know this. We've seen from the rapid uptake of new funeral options, such as direct cremation, that when the choice in the funeral market is broadened, the only positive thing for both the bereaved and those planning ahead of their own farewell. And let's see how much this would cost. Julian Atkinson, Director of Reservation Services Kindly Earth, added, throughout the 30 years I've been involved in the funeral industry, I've always been passionate about people having access to more sustainable end of life. You're dead. You either get buried in the ground and rot and turn back into the ground, or you get burnt and turned into a powder that you could be scattered anywhere. Now, all I see this is the same way, but you get boiled in a bag. You know, sometimes sci-fi can be really, really right about stuff. But in any case, and we have been encouraged to see that many of our members of the public are consciously reducing carbon footprints even after death. Yes, you can be glorious. You can be absolutely glorious in your death by deciding to be boiled in the bag. Now, that's why the Soylent Green was on there, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what it looks like to me. It looks like Soylent Green is going to be a thing. Any case, I'm done. Social media is up above. If you'd like to like and share, that'd be much appreciated. And as I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome. Also, just to let you know, you can actually now become a member of my channel if you so desire. Information's down in the links below. And I've also got some merchandise. I know, but I mean, that's up to you. I mean, if you're mad enough to buy it, it'd be much appreciated. I get a very small kickback, but, you know, it would be nice if you could, if you wanted to. But I'm not forcing you, because, you know, that's not the way I work. And with that, I'm done. Now, all you have to do is, well, you know, get out my shed and get in your boil in the bag. Because Soylent Green, man, it's people. It's people, man. Just get out my shed.